Hey everybody, it's Kenny K again. It's been a while with the holidays and such. Hope you all had great holidays, Christmas, New Year's Eve, got sloshed with New Year's Eve. And a movie that I actually reviewed before, but I thought was fun to review again, is Day of the Animals. It's a 1977 movie directed by William, what's his name, Gerdier, and it has Christopher George and Linda Day George. And if I think about it, this couple, the Georges, they were asked a lot in the late 70s, early 80s, you know, Pieces, City of the Living Dead, that funeral home, that I think that's that movie that Bill Paxton's first big role, a slasher movie. I think it's Funeral Home. Yeah, they were, but I think Christopher George sadly died somewhere in the mid 80s because of a heart attack. He smoked a lot of these Cuban cigars and constantly ate meat, and yeah, it didn't have a good cholesterol. It's a shame. Rest in peace, Christopher George. And you also have Leslie Nielsen in this movie. Now you're gonna think, okay, oh fuck, Leslie Nielsen from Prom Night, where he's like he's dancing on a dance floor. It's like, he wants to get the fuck out of there and collect his check, even when he knows his son is a killer. Get out of Dodge, maybe leave his wife there. I don't know, but he obviously didn't want to do that movie. He did Airplane before that movie, and after that movie, Prom Night, he stuck with comedy. But in this movie, he has a big role. He's the antagonist, actually, and he's a Leslie Nielsen you never saw before in this daylight. He is an asshole. He works for a ad station. He makes ads. He's a racist. He's a rapist. He's a killer.
Put that back on, you bitch!
Stop hurting my mother!
All right, Jensen, enough's enough. What, did somebody die so you can take charge? We're not going any further. We need rest. This is good one of yours. You lily-livered punk! I'm running this camping trip. I take what I want and I give you what I want to give you. Understand that?
Stop it, please! Please.
And right now I want that.
Is then one of the campers. She's a reporter, but she's
Come
not
on,
there
baby.
for support. She's just there.
Gonna have
to
a real man
Oh,
now.
you're crazy! No!
Jensen!
And
I'll kill you!
right out, you have this athlete. He's calling him Limpy and all that shit. So he's constantly, messing with him, because the guy still has upper body strength. So if he catches him, I believe he gets, at some point, he gets a shiner from Christopher George, because he thinks he knows it all, and yeah. And what happens in this movie is that the animals are starting to act strange. Animals are dying, and they don't have something. They don't have a radio, but they're already up the mountain. But through the radio, they're saying there is a problem with the ozone layer, and is giving out a chemical beams, basically, that infects animals and human beings. And the higher you go up, the more effective it is, the more you get exposed. So of course these people meet like these mountain tigers, and even Santee, who Leslie Nielsen calls Kimosabi. Says they're not dangerous if you just leave them alone, but this one attacks them. So like an eagle attacks them. I mean, animals that normally would leave you alone attack you. And at some point they are all getting this rash, and they're thinking I think we have to go back to town. There's some sick people there, and there is some gore, because the mountain tigers, they kill some people, slash them open and bite. So you do have some gore in there. It's a horror movie, of course, drama horror movie. But then at some point, Leslie Nielsen says, you know what, I'm going upstairs, I'm going up, because there's a radio station there, and who wants to follow me, and we'll get freed by a chopper and all this shit. He doesn't know that, but he thinks that. And eventually this small group, like a couple and then a elderly woman, follow him, and then the rest, Linda Day George, Santee, and I believe another couple are following the Christopher George. And you get this awkward scene that you don't see from Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen at some point okay, spoiler warning. Now, before I'll talk about spoilers, this movie, yeah, the acting is good. Yeah, acting is good. I didn't got bored. It had a good pacing. Some gore, not too much, but there was some to keep the tension in there. Yeah. The animals were real that they used, so also non-practical effects, so that was also fun to see. And like I said, Leslie Nielsen in this daylight, where the way he's acting, it was fun to see him like that. But because we know him like Naked Gun, Mr. Magoo, Mr. Funny Man, Mr. Innocent Funny Man, but in this movie it was repulsive. You wanted him to die, but you were rooting for the Georges, Christopher George and Linda Day George, and for Santee to survive, because they were doing everything they were trying to convince these other people that wanted to go with Leslie Nielsen, and they just couldn't. No, don't do that, and it didn't work, and so yeah, and the and a beautiful epic nature shots, you know, from the mountains, you know, this American bald eagle, and it was beautiful cinematography. I mean, yeah, it's really one you should watch. It gets a 5.3 on IMDb. I give it a 5. It's certainly worth your time. Now, spoiler warning, okay? Now, what I was talking about Leslie Nielsen, when he goes up, now, of course, when you go up, you get more fucked up by the ozone layer beams, and they all start to get these red rash and Leslie Nielsen all over his fucking face. And then out of the blue, he decides, come here, punk. He takes the boyfriend. He says, everything here is mine. He kills him with a fucking knife. And then he takes the girlfriend. Takes up, here's an animal. Oh, here's a wild animal. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, he takes, and then he just take another animal. Jesus fucking Christ, they're gonna kill me. And he just takes off the shirt of the girlfriend. He says, "You're mine now. Everything I own is here. I own. You're mine. I'm gonna rape the shit out of you." And then at some point, this bear is coming towards him, and he's so delusional that he thinks he can kill the bear. So he goes mano a mano with the bear, but the bear scratches him open, bites his fucking face off, and eventually he dies, finally. And when the others get down in the town, everything is deserted, people dead, animals dead, and yeah, and at some point, and that's a sad scene, Santi had I think maybe a niece, a Native American niece, and she gets mauled by a bunch of dogs that are infected. And it's a sad scene, yeah. And eventually everything is blocked at the end by military trucks, but it's all empty. They're all dead or gone or whatever. So they decide to take the river, do a makeshift raft, and eventually they pass a bridge, and the military sees them and they get saved. So Linda Day George, Christopher George, actually the characters, because the couple, they die on the way down. They get attacked by an animal. I don't remember what big animal, but I think the boyfriend gets shredded to pieces, protecting his girlfriend, and then the girlfriend eventually doesn't want to leave him and also gets killed. So yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's like I said, it's good pace, good acting, and it's kind of a hidden gem. Yeah, it's like a Day of the Animal, like Day of the Dead, but this time for the animals. Okay, it infects humans too, but the animals are like the killers, really. You become a killer if you're an asshole. Leslie Nielsen, for example. So that being said, I hope you liked the review. See you later. Bye bye.